Hey everyone, it is me again, and it is Halloween time! I love Halloween, it's my favorite holiday, and this time around, instead of doing 4 kind of, Halloween makeup looks, one each week, I decided to go ahead and only do 2, but focus them on like last minute Halloween costumes. That's the theme this year. Picture you're just planning on sitting at home, drinking your hot apple cider or pumpkin spice latte, giving candy to trick-or-treaters, and watching a marathon of The Walking Dead. That was going to be your Halloween, but then you got invited by some friends to a last-minute party. You have maybe a day or a few hours to throw something together and still have it be sellable as a Halloween costume. Well, boo-boo, I got you. This first look is a corpse. I don't know, I had this phrase stuck in my head, which was, she'll make a beautiful corpse, and that just kind of got stuck in my head for the longest time. And I was like, I really want to make like a glamorous corpse makeup that still looks dead, but you can make it look as glam or as costumey as you want to, depending on how much you add or take away from it. And you could wear this with just about any costume imaginable and be a dead version of that thing. My favorite way to wear this makeup with a Halloween costume, wardrobe-wise, is to wear one of the fiercest, fanciest freakum dresses I own and go as a fashion victim. It's cool, it's clever, it's cute, and it doesn't really require you to spend a crap ton of money on face paints and body paints and prosthetics and fanciness. You don't need it. You need, maybe an hour in front of your mirror, just like you were getting ready on any normal day, and you can become a corpse. For this particular look, I decided to use the L'Oreal LaPallette Nude 2. I love these palettes. They are so pigmented, so creamy and blendable. And for being drugstore, they're gigantic. I love the plummy looks, like the plummy tones in this palette. They are very kind of bruisey to me, and so I decided to kind of work with that on the eyes to create something that is still glamorous but can also evoke a kind of death feel to it, if I'm making any sense. And of course, the other thing that sells this look completely, besides the fierce contouring, which I'll go to in the tutorial, is the Jeffree Star Velour Liquid Lipstick in the shade Posh Spice. Any taupey lipstick will do. I'm sure there's a ton of them out right now. You could even use concealer on your lips and call it a day, but this lipstick is fantastic for this look. It really is just so pigmented. It takes all of the pink out of your lips and just leaves them kind of cold and almost lifeless looking, but luscious and fierce, and yes to all of it. If you guys want to learn how to create this sexy, sultry, beautiful corpse look, then just keep on watching. Hey everyone, okay, let's get dead. This is gonna be a little bit tough to explain because these shadows don't have names, so I'm gonna do the best I can, and hopefully you guys will be able to understand where I'm coming from. Okay, so first I'm gonna take this transition shade right there. It's the third one from the left as you're looking at it. And I'm gonna put this into the upper crease area with a Sonia Kashuk 109. And you're gonna kind of go pretty heavy on this, all over the place. So now I'm going to move straight on to the lid. I'm going to take an e.l.f. eyeshadow C brush, and I'm going to use the 5th shade from the left right here. It's a, oh gosh, this color's hard to explain. It's like a duochrome, it's a lavender taupey shimmery color with some silver reflect to it. It's really, really interesting color. I love this shade. And we're just gonna take that and pack it all over the lid. Look at that. Damn. And I'm gonna pack this from outer corner to inner corner, blending up into the crease. This is a glamour look. This is not, absolutely accurate to being a dead person. Just gonna blend a little bit. This is not an accurate portrayal of a dead person, but you could definitely use this palette to simulate a corpse. You know, you could just, you know, take or remove a few things from the look I'm doing to make it a little bit less glam and a little bit more realistic, but the purpley kind of hue of this palette as a whole really does bode well for kind of corpsey looking effects. Once that is good and blended, we're gonna go in with the second to the last shade from the left, this one right here. This is a very warm purple almost. Like, it looks cool toned in the palette, but when you use it on the eyes, it takes on this very kind of fuchsia-esque warmth to it. So I'm just gonna put this in the deep crease. I really like this shade in this look because it just even further, it gives more dimension to that kind of bruised effect. And then I'm going to take, what is this? The e.l.f. contour brush. Don't know who would use this to contour, but you can contour your nose, I guess. I'm gonna take this, I like it because it's like a small detailing type brush. You can use whatever you have. And I'm gonna take the very, very last shade down here, this deep, dark, matte plum color. I love this shade because it, like most plums tend to look black on the eyes. Like when you swatch them, they might look plum, but they look black on the eyes. This one doesn't. It looks very, very plummy, and I'm just gonna put this on the outer V. I'm gonna work on the lower lash line next, and first for that, I'm gonna take my pencil brush. This was from Crown Brush, I wanna say? I can't remember. I got this like 2.5, 3 years ago, so it's mad old. But I'm gonna take this old pencil brush and stick it in that darkest color right there, and we're just gonna connect the upper lash line to the lower lash line on the outside. And you're gonna go in pretty far and down pretty low. And now I'm gonna go back in with my contour brush, cleaning on any excess powder off of it, and I'm going to take our shimmery shade that we used on the lid right there, and I'm gonna put it in the center of the eye, starting on top of the darker portion, blending over a smidge. And I mean, if you go too low with this, like this one is a lot lower than this one, if you go too low or too smoky with it, just clean it up with a makeup wipe later, not a big deal. All right, and now I'm gonna dust this off again because I'm gonna take the first shade in from the left, this light, shimmery kind of champagne color, and I'm gonna put this in the inner corner. Because I mean, yeah, we're dead, but I still like putting a highlight in the inner corner because it makes my eyes look a little more open. So now that that's done, I've touched up a little bit, I'm gonna go in with the warm plum shade right there, and I'm gonna just kind of blend out these darker colors on the lower lash line, just a smidge, just to make sure nothing is harsh. This was the longest part of the process for me, honestly, because I was trying to make sure everything lined up the way it was supposed to, everything looked the way I wanted it to look, and that can take some time. So yeah, blended that down pretty far, but it's supposed to do that. I'm having the same issue where I always have a blank spot right here and I can't get it to go away. But no worries. Now we're gonna do the pop of shimmer, the superstar of this look that really kind of took it from, you know, typical purple gothy smoky eye to holy cow, that's cool. And I'm going to be using the Lorac 3D liquid luster in the shade Amethyst. I believe this is sold separately. It was part of a kit for holiday last year. But I think these are sold separately. If not, use whatever purple shimmer you have, honestly. I just happen to have this around and I haven't used it in a really long time, so I wanted to pull it out and use it because, you know, I have a lot of makeup and some of the stuff in my collection has kind of taken a back seat, and so I've been making a point each time I do my makeup to kind of, you know, pull at least one thing that I haven't used in a really long time. So I'm going to take this 3D liquid luster. You have to shake it really, really well. And then I'm just going to put a drop, boop, onto my hand. That's all you should need. And then you gotta shut these up tight because they will dry out. And then I'm gonna take my e.l.f. concealer brush, just a little flat paddle style brush, and kind of scoop this up and pat it on the lid. Mostly in a packing motion, but I am spreading a little bit too. And then I'm gonna take this up pretty far. You guys don't have to do this because I know some people don't like shimmer in their crease, but I've found that when I put shimmer up just in the center part of my crease, it makes my eyes look a lot bigger and it gives them that wet effect, which I really like. And a warning, I would recommend doing your eyes first when you're doing this makeup look, because the L'Oreal shadows do have a teeny tiny bit of fallout, and these 3D liquid lusters have some serious fallout sometimes. Like if they clump up on your eye, a good clump of it could flake off, and that's just not cute. You should get that anywhere you want that pop, that zap, that yas, queen. Just one more thing on the shadow. I'm gonna take that deepest dark plum shade on the end there, and I'm just gonna use that to line the upper lash line with an angled brush. Doesn't have to be neat and tidy at all. In fact, it might be better if you do this before you do your shimmer. I just forgot. But it does help give a little bit of a starting point for the look. I'm gonna go ahead and do my foundation and lashes and liner and whatnot. Liner is no big deal, honestly. I basically just took the Milani Liquid Eye Pencil in purple and put it on my lower waterline. Then for mascara, I used the Makeup Forever Smokey Extravagant sample I'm trying to go through. And then for lashes, I'm using Ardell Whispies. Not the Demi Whispies, just the regular Whispies. Although you can use Demi Whispies if you want to. I just wanted a little bit of extra length for this look because it's supposed to be very, very glamorous and sexy and sultry. So I decided to use those. So I'm gonna do that and do my foundation and everything else, and I will come back for cheeks and lips. See you then. Hey everyone, I'm back and I am flawless. So I came back a little bit early just to show you guys the cheek routine, because the kind of face makeup also helps to sell this look. But for my foundation and concealing and whatnot today, I have a lot of redness on my face right now because my rosacea's flaring up, my acne's flaring up, my skin is just not doing it for me right now. For my foundation and concealing routine, just to give you a quick rundown, I color corrected with my MAC Conceal and Correct palette. I used the yellow shade to color correct all of the redness on my face, and the salmon shade just to color correct a little bit of the dark under eye circles, although I'm not too terribly concerned with those showing at all, because that would just help sell the effect even more. And then for my, over top of that, I used the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer in Light, just over everything to help conceal it even more. And then for foundation, I used my Kogendo Aqua foundation. This stuff is a little bit light on me right now, but that's okay. You almost want to use a foundation that's maybe a shade or two lighter than your natural skin tone, because it's gonna make you look a little bit pallid, a little bit pale, and of course, you know, dead people don't have blood running through them to keep their skin flush, so they're gonna be a little bit pale. Moving right along to the cheeks. No blush allowed, so put your blush palettes away. No blush, no color at all. It's all going to be shadow. We're gonna be playing with a lot of shadow. So I've got my Lorac Pro Contour Palette. You guys, this thing is the best thing of life. And I'm going to take the beige highlight, which is that one up there, and I'm just gonna use this to kind of do a mixture of things. It's gonna be a highlight for my under eye. It's going to help further set my makeup under my eyes, and it's going to give a little bit more coverage to areas where I need a little bit of help. For those of you who follow me on Instagram, you already know this, but I'm doing the apple cider vinegar challenge to try and get rid of my acne, because it's literally the only thing I haven't tried. So I'm using apple cider vinegar as a toner in the morning and evening, and I'm also drinking it diluted in water twice a day to try and get rid of this acne, because y'all, I'm so sick of having to like do a drag level beat on my face every time I do my makeup just so my face will look normal. So I'm trying to do that, but when you do the apple cider vinegar challenge and you start taking apple cider vinegar, your skin purges, because apple cider vinegar has a ton of probiotics in it, so it's going to help push out all of the nasty toxins and stuff in your skin, which is great, except for, you know, before your acne gets better, it gets way, way worse. And my rosacea got worse, and everything is just purging right now, so it's a struggle. So now that I've got that on, I love the way these highlight powders kind of just make the pores on the sides of my nose disappear, and the rosacea's not there and the acne's not there, and I can look like a normal human being for about 5 seconds, or however long I wear this makeup. So now we're gonna move in to the contour, and we are going to go in. My eye itches. I'm gonna take the brush that comes with the contour kit, and I'm gonna go into light contour first, just tapping either side and then tapping off the brush a little bit, but not too much. I'm gonna start at the top of my ear and just draw a line and start working that in there. Basically, you find your cheekbone and then you go just under it. And you're gonna take this down pretty damn low, because normally you don't wanna take your contour too low, you don't want it to be too dark, because otherwise you will look dead, because your cheeks will look very, very sunken in, and we normally don't want that, but for a corpse makeup, we totally want that. So we're gonna go in, go on top of the cheekbone, go underneath the cheekbone, go all over the place. And then I'm gonna take a little bit of that contour shade, put it up here by my eye, just to pull my face backward a little bit and make everything look even more sunken in. Just put on 10 billion times more contour than you would need to, basically. And then I'm gonna take a little bit of light contour and work up here a smidgen. And now I'm gonna go into medium contour, which is a shade I don't normally use all that much because it's too dark for my skin, but we're gonna use it. Cause it's Halloween and we looking dead, homie. So I'm gonna take my little e.l.f. blush brush and just sort of help to blend everything out and smooth everything over. Because I love that contour brush that comes with this palette, but it can be a little bit tough to blend things with that because it's not very fluffy, it's really dense. So I like to just go over everything with a fluffier brush and blend it out a little bit so it looks a little bit more, not natural obviously, but we want this to look like it's supposed to be there, like it's part of our natural skin situation. Now for the lips. And again, this is really the game changer for this look for me, because this is what kind of takes it up to another level of, you know, Halloween-y goodness. This is of course the Jeffree Star Velour Liquid Lipstick in the shade Posh Spice. This is a taupe nude. It is a true honest to goodness taupe, and I love it. A lot of people hate this because it makes them look dead, but that's what I love about this, because it's perfect for a look like this. So no lip liner or anything needed. I'm just gonna put this straight flat on my lips. Alright guys, and here is the finished look. I really, really love how this came out. I love that it looks dead, but there's still an element of like high fashion or avant-gardeness to it that makes it believable. I don't know. It's really weird, but I love how versatile this is. You could pair this with any costume. You could be a ghost, you could be a fashion victim, you could be almost anything with this and still look gorgeous and fierce, but dead and spooky and eerie at the same time. If you wanted to make this a little bit more true to life or true to death, as the case may be, it's pretty easy to do. Just take away a little bit of the shimmer, maybe take away the lashes, use a detailer brush and some purple shadow to draw in veins under your eyes. That would work really well. And just, yeah, you know, kind of take away the glam and put in a little bit more of the realism, find reference photos, you know. It's very, very easy to change from one look to another. It's a very versatile look. So let's do some awkward posing. Awkward posing. Looking down. Looking forward. Looking dead. I hope you guys had a lot of fun with this video and learned a quick, easy Halloween look that totally still says spooky. And if you did, there's a button for that. Spank that like button in the butt. You know it deserves it. And if you want to see more from me, subscribe and become a member of the faithful today so you never miss another video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Toodles. Woo.